I want to talk about my credit card journey and how I got into American Express. And I want to know if any of you guys had this similar experience. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. I ended up starting my credit card journey pretty late in life. I didn't grow up with credit cards. My immediate family, uh, we just didn't need them. I'm from a generation where you needing a good credit score wasn't really important like that. At least not for what we wanted to do. A lot of stuff, even like my first apartment, I didn't need like a credit score. All I needed was proof of pay stubs and a background check. So I really didn't need credit, is what I'm saying. I decided to get credit actually like in 2017, and that was a Capital One car. I almost ended up getting a what they call it, credit one. I thought it was Capital One. You know how it looked. I don't even want to go through that. But I ended up getting a Capital One card. I caught myself and made sure I got the right card, and it was pretty easy to get. And I didn't really do anything else with the card. I used it for like emergencies or yeah, pretty much that was it. If something happened and I didn't have anything saved up, I would use my Capital One. Fast forward, so I started, getting into the financing and credit card world. I started looking at YouTube videos, and I was thinking to myself, it would be cool to have, certain credit cards. I jumped on the Navy Federal train. And by the time I realized, what was going on, it was too late for me to pretty much get on the Chase train, So I had already had over 5 credit cards within a 2 year span. And I decided, you know what? I already had a business card through Capital One. And, I was hearing that, people kind of ragging on Capital One, boo, Capital One, they report to your personal credit. I kind of didn't care at the time. But then I also was hearing of benefits of having, a business card that doesn't report to your personal credit. And it's like, okay, I would try out this Amex card. So I decided to get the Amex cash card. And I got approved, no problems. And time went on, and I noticed, I would check my accounts every so often to make sure nothing looks funny with it. I know I have TransUnion and other credit monitoring systems that would kind of let me know if something seems odd. But for the most part, I like to check myself. I like to check my balance, make sure everything is okay. So I do go into my credit card accounts pretty often and my bank accounts just to make sure nothing is funny happening. And so, I noticed I wasn't really using my American Express card. I paid a little bit on advertising. I did buy an item that could be considered a business transaction. It could be either or personal or business. But I really just wasn't consistent. And I didn't really like how they paid you, through statement credit. Because with Capital One and Discover, I can get Discover deposited into my bank account, the cash back. And so I like that option. And with Capital One, they will give you a check. I don't really like that because you got to wait like a couple of weeks to get the check. But you can get a check. You can get a statement credit. You can get a gift card. Like they give you several ways of getting your cash back. But I noticed with American Express, it was like you only could get a statement credit, and it's okay, but I still like having options. And I just really just wasn't using it. I didn't even take advantage of the welcome bonus. And as you can see, it's very easy to accomplish, unless you lose your job or you're unemployed or you lose your income. But if as long as you have income, you should be able to, you should be able to make the welcome bonus. But I didn't even do that because I'm like, well, I'm kind of messing around with this Discover card, and I just feel like I was just doing better with that. I was getting more back with the the 5% categories. So it to me, I was just more focused on another card, and but every time I would log in, I noticed they would keep advertising this American Express Business Gold Card. It was always just the business one. So I started, doing research on, Amex Gold. And, people were talking about all the benefits that they can have. Some, they decided, it wasn't really worth it, or they would find other cards that had just as good benefits and, the trifecta, and I'm like really kind of intrigued. And, I kind of wanted to flex. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wanted to get, I was thinking about getting the platinum, but I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to flex that hard. Like I could have gotten it, but I'm like, I wouldn't really even use it. And I'm like, maybe the gold I can probably work with. They got I believe a dining credit and this and that. But I'm like, I don't even order from Grubhub. And I don't, a lot of stuff, I like, the way it's set up is like, okay, you can have all these benefits. And I'm talking about this is what Amex does. You can have all these benefits, but we're going to tell you where you can have these benefits at. So if you like, let's just say Burger King, they might give you a credit for Taco Bell, and it's just, that's how Amex feels to me. It's like, well, I don't, you might not eat at Taco Bell, but that's the credit that they're going to give you. So I'm already a little bit turned off by it, but they keep on offering me this business goal every time I log in. Every time I log in for months. I want to say it's been about 6 months. I want to speed up the story. So I ended up applying for the Amex Blue Plus card, I think. I think it was a plus card. And they went all around. I think they were asking for documentation. I'm like, in my head, like, I'm not about to go through all that over a card that 9 times out of 10 I'm not going to even probably be spending heavily on. And so I'm like, well, I started doing more research, and I'm like, well, the green card actually would be more suitable to me. I'm like, the annual fee is a little bit cheaper, but I can probably work with it. Try to get, like I said, I want to be in the cool kids club. And although nobody was really talking about the green, I'm like, that's something that I would probably more than likely use, like Uber Eats and stuff like that. Um, I think I tried to apply for that, and I was in pop up jail. Amex pop up jail, meaning that you can't get the like welcome bonus. And I applied for a blue, not a blue, a personal one, an everyday card. I think it's called a Amex Everyday Card. They denied me for that. I'm like, what's going on? And so in my head, I'm thinking they think that I'm a churner, like a churn credit cards or something. Try to get the welcome bonuses and then cancel out. So I'm like, which is weird because with the American Express Blue, I didn't even take it. Like I said, I didn't even take advantage of the welcome bonus. I should have, and I kind of, my fault. I kind of went into this whole credit card thing backwards. That's why I can't even apply for Chase cards. I even tried to do the whole Amazon Prime. I know they're affiliated with Chase, and they said even if you, already hit your 524 limit, that you can still get it through Prime. Prime didn't give it to me. They was like, heck no. And so I'm like a little bit frustrated because I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'm just like playing around now. I'm just playing around. I'm not even taking it seriously. I'm like, they keep on offering me this business gold card. They literally just denied me, I want to say probably a week or two ago, for another like either business or personal card that I applied for. Like I'm trying almost every card but the business gold. And I applied for the business gold, and voila, they said, congratulations, you're approved. So this was like yesterday. And I'm irritated. And I'm really like on the fence of, Should I just cancel the card out before it even gets here? I think they might end up sending it to me anyway. And then I'm like trying to like maybe I should just go ahead and keep it, and I'm reading and I'm looking at the categories where you can get 4 points, and I'm like maybe it's probably one category that I can kind of take advantage of, but at the end of the day I feel like Amex was like, well, this is what we want to give you, we don't care what you want, this is what we want to give you, and then like I said, the 4x points, or you know it's like I don't know if anybody else is having this experience with Amex, but I kind of feel a little bit bamboozled by them. And again, I didn't have to do it. Like I said, I was clowning around, playing around with it. And I'm like, I can pay the 390 to 300, the 295, but I'm like, it still needs to be justified. It still needs to be a card that I use, because I'm the type, if I can, not have any fees at all on anything, that's just what I would prefer. But if it's a really, really good card that I use, I don't fly. I don't get on. I worked for the airport. I used to drive, for the airport. I don't fly. So it's like these benefits I don't even really need. And then in order to get the quote unquote 90,000 points, I'd have to spend $10,000 within 3 days. Within 3 days, within 3 months. So they found a backdoor way of still making it to where I'm not able to get this welcome bonus. So what would you do? So I'm on the border. I might cancel the car. It's a part of me that want to just test it out so I can have the experience. So if I ever do decide to make up a credit card channel or do something talking about financing, I do want to kind of know what I'm talking about. But I just don't know if the 295 again is even worth it. Um, yeah, I try almost every other card but this one, and this is the one that they decided that I should have. Even though clearly I don't even really spend much on my American Blue. So let me know if you've had similar experiences with Amex. Not a huge fan of them, but I mean it's nice to have their cards. Anybody that have a handful of cards. You want the Chase, you want the Amex, you want the cards that people are bragging about and all that. But at the end of the day, you got to use cards that's going to benefit you. So let me know what you think, and comment, like, subscribe.